What's goody, family? Another Jay's grass-fed field trip. I'm in the woods here today at my second garden plot, and it turns out it's pretty common across Vermont, and I would even say New England. Wherever you see an apple tree in the woods, it was likely a homestead at one point. And I'm gonna take a walk through the woods right now because I stumbled upon a abandoned apple orchard. So I'm just gonna take a little walk through. Now that everything's grown up, it's a little bit harder for me to walk through here. I'll probably come through with the scythe and make a little nice path. But for right now, I'm just gonna bushwhack and show you all the trees, and we'll just count how many abandoned apple trees there are. Excuse me. So we have a one right here, and I've learned how to identify the tree by the leaves and the bark, but another key identification point is you can't really see it, but like this branch is right there. See how they're curved. They're curved over, almost as if like something was weighing them down. And when you see that, that's another tell point, because that's from all of the apples bending, the weight of the apples bending the branches. So we have one, and this is two. Again, with all the bent branches. 3. Ooh. And this is also now wetlands. So it's just interesting that there was a apple orchard back here. And now, I mean, it's just a forest. I mean, a nice woodsy area. Gotta be careful for ticks back here. A nice little mushroom coming in. I don't know what that one is. Could be chicken of the woods. Not too sure. Let me know if you know what that mushroom is. And okay, so what was that? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 right in front of me, and then you can even see if I take the branch down. This one didn't set fruit so well. Yeah, those little tiny. Hang on, let me try to. I'm getting eaten alive by mosquito bites. Yeah, so right here on this branch, let's see if I can get it to center. You can see these little tiny dots right next to my finger. Those are going to be the apples. Those little tiny green balls. I know it's not really focusing. So yeah, that was 1, 2, 3, 4. I think, yeah, this is 5. And then there's a whole bunch of seedlings back here, because from the apples just growing and then not being harvested, the only ones who's eating them is whatever's living in nature. So the apples fall, and then seedling apple trees pop up. I can see one right there. So yeah, that's 5. And then I keep walking a little bit deeper, and we get into like the real orchard. So this would be 6, 7. This big one is 8. 9. That one's an old one. Whew. Watch out for the creepy crawlies. See, this is a younger one. So almost kind of dying. These ones aren't doing too well over here. But if somebody was to come through with a saw and just like hack these back, do some real hard pruning on these, they would come back. And then you can even just graft a new variety onto it with this established root system, and you could have bearing fruit within like 3 years. So that's a cool thing. If you ever come across abandoned apple trees, that could be really good for propagating, or even better yet, it could be an apple that, you know, a very rare heirloom variety apple from like the 1600s when the Europeans allegedly brought the apples over. So what are we on, like 10? This is 11. And then if we walk back over here, I already counted this one. See if there's any fruit set on this one. Yeah, you can't really see it. We did get a late frost, so that could have, like when all the apple trees were putting on their flowers, we got like one last little hard frost. It could have hurt the fruit production. Where am I going? It's like a jungle here now. When I was back here earlier in the spring, none of this was grown in. It was just still bare land. But you get the gist. Here's another one. Right here. Trying to find a way through. Yeah. Oh, look. An old maple syrup bucket. So, yeah, there was a homestead back here, for surely. There's another one. Yeah, these beautiful purple forest flowers. Yeah, well, hopefully these apple trees set some fruit, and in the fall time, late summer, can come through here and harvest some apples and make some fresh apple cider. And then maybe next spring, who knows, I'll maybe spend a little bit more energy back here and do some really hard pruning and try to bring this apple orchard back to life. Because think about how amazing that is. An already established apple orchard that you can just cut the trees back and then graft onto with a really established root system. I would estimate that these trees are, you know, from anywhere from 25 to 75 years old. So definitely some really good established root systems on them. Probably take this bucket with me. And we got right here a little blackberry. Some wild blackberry action with the flowers. Could be it almost looks like a raspberry. Not too sure. Oh, dang, this is a whole patch. See all the white flowers back there? Those are all raspberries or blackberries patch. Here we go, right here. Oh, and then, yeah, this whole, I don't know what this is actually. But yeah, so One Love, wholeness, little wander through the woods with Jay. Yeah, right here, here we go. This is an apple tree right here. This tree right here. Tree, and then these branches are connected to it, and then you can see the flowers are turning into these little green balls, and that's going to be apples. So this whole tree right here is racked, is stacked up, racked up with apples. And another cool thing to note is like this apple tree is growing in almost like, I mean, there is this big open spot right here, but it's under this these much older tree, larger tree canopy, like right down in there, that's all in full shade. And then these apple trees are still continuing to produce even in the full shade. So I just think that that's another good food for thought. So yeah, One Love Wholeness. Oh yeah, that one's freaking, you can't really see. Woo! That one's racked up, stacked up, just loaded with fruit. Yeah, it's gonna be a good harvest year. And there's thousands, literally thousands of abandoned apple trees all across the state of Vermont. Yep, here we go, another one right here. Racked up, so much fruit on there, loaded. So yeah, there's thousands of apple trees all across the state of Vermont. So I got inspired last year when I went up about 4 hours north to visit my good buddy. There was just a road, drove down. It was just like 200-year-old maple trees intermixed with just abandoned apple trees on the side of the road. And when I tell you we found some of the most exclusive varieties, I'm telling you, that's what had happened. And this is a seedling. No, that's not right there. Let me try and find a seedling apple. It's a little bit harder to tell the seedlings apart from everything else when everything is grown in. But yeah, it's pretty cool stuff. Got those ferns, really tall wild ferns. I brought the fork back here with me. I was maybe thinking about digging up one of the seedling trees. Good old fork. You could find this at your local antique store. This is a really nice fork. It's not a hay fork. I'm not too sure what kind of fork it is, but it's really good for like digging up root crops. Potatoes, sweet potatoes, all that good stuff. So thanks for watching. This is the abandoned apple orchard, and maybe I'll do a follow-up video in the fall time, late summertime, when I come back here and harvest the apples to make the fresh apple cider. Alrighty, so One Love Wholeness, and peace out.